And welcome to this Houston Newsmakers Extra. We've been talking with HISD Superintendent Millard House II. A lot going on. Your first 100 days, now you're ready to kick off into the next strategic plan. We were talking about that on the program here. So when you pull that together, that is very intricate. And what length of time are we talking about, and how often do those strategic plans actually pan out?
That's a great question, Khambrel. You know, this will be a 5-year strategic plan.
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about a multi-year process, we're talking about the near and the far. There are intricacies from departmental heads, cabinet members that will own specifically each one of the priorities that we've set out for. So we are really looking forward to bold, and when I say bold, very bold ideas to really be put in place to ensure that we do a couple different things. Number one, we want to make sure that we take care of the students that we have, and we also want to attract back the many students that this community has to offer as well. We want to make certain that this community understands that HISD will be a viable source for ensuring that their kids get exactly what they need to be college and career ready.
You know, one of the reasons the board was excited about bringing you on was because of your reputation of being willing to step out and do things that are different and be bold. The school board that voted to hire you may not be the school board that you have to work with next year. I mean, I'm aware that those elections for the 5 HISD trustees up for re-election, now they have runoffs going into December 11th. Any concerns about the changing landscape of the board, or you just worry about that once you have to cross that bridge?
You know, my job as superintendent, and any superintendent should tell you this, is that my responsibility is to work with who's in that seat. And I think they know that as well. They are in the midst of runoffs, and whoever wins, and whoever wins, I have to work with to move the work forward and to ensure that we do what's best for kids. So we do have 4 that currently are in runoffs, and we'll see what pans out in early December.
I've noticed a trend across the country that school boards have become the political center of a lot of different things. Conservatives have said, you know, that's what we're going to attack. That seems to be a plan going forward. Many of them have come forward and used critical race theory as one of the linchpins to kind of tie in, even though everything I've seen shows that most schools never even touch that as a conversation topic in K through 12. How do you deal with that? Because that's going to come up if it hasn't already.
It's not only already come up, but it came up in my last school district. You said it, you know, exactly the way it is. Politics has taken a turn into public education like we've never seen before. But I'm not a politician. I'm an educator. And my job is to develop the plans, ensure that we execute the plans to do what's best for kids. So regardless of what the politics looks like, I have to make certain that we do what's best for children. So I keep that in the rearview mirror. You know, whether it be mask mandates, whether it be critical race theory, we're going to do what's best for children. We know library books has been a recent one as well. You know, if there are things out there in libraries that are a concern, we'll remove them. Of course, we're a school district of 270 some odd schools, and we always want to make sure that we foster a healthy environment for our kids in terms of what they're reading, what they're seeing, what they're eating, what they're getting from a curriculum and instruction standpoint. As you go back to critical race theory specifically, you know, it was a collegiate focus at the higher ed level. And me being in public education for 26 years, it wasn't something that I was familiar with until it was politically brought to the table in my last school district. So our focus is going to be teaching our kids the truth, making sure that they're educated and have the tools to be successful in college or career.
So it reminds me of that movie where Jack Nicholson said, the truth, you can't handle the truth. And I know sometimes parents, they won't be able to handle the truth as it's being taught if it's history. And it kind of changes the landscape, does it not, about how your history teachers have to kind of maybe toe the line or not toe the line if they're going to be teaching what is truth, in fact.
Our focus is, and I tell people this all the time, we have a set of standards that we have to focus on that come from the state level. That has not changed. That has not changed for years. So we're going to continue focus on teaching those particular standards and making kids prepared for what they have to be prepared for at the end of the school year.
Good deal. Well, I know that the first 100 is only the beginning. We were talking before we started, and you said the transition here has been the smoothest you've ever had. I think that's a sign of things to come.
It is. It's also the sign of an incredible wife as well. So she's been amazing during this transition. We have 2 children as well that are HISD students, right. And I tell my staff all the time, family is first. And when my family is happy, I'm happy. And this has been a seamless transition personally and professionally thus far. And we're looking forward to the road ahead.
Sign of a smart man. Getting his wife's name in an interview, making sure it's on the positive side. Roses, that's a good thing. Superintendent, it's always good to see you, sir. Congratulations on the first 100 days, many more to come.
We appreciate you.
Houston Newsmakers Extra, share it with everybody you know.